Good morning, Birmingham. Good morning, councilors. We welcome you to the regular city council meeting. Today is December 21st, and it is 9:31 a.m., so I call this meeting to order. We will begin with the invocation by Councilor Clinton Woods, and we have guests today for our Pledge of Allegiance. It will be presented by Cub Scout Pack 3445 of Minor Elementary School. For all of you who can and desire to, please stand.
Good morning. Please bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we stand before you humbly today, Lord. We ask you for grace. We ask you for wisdom, Lord. We ask you to bring 2021 to a strong end, Lord. Allow us to continue to make strong decisions to set the city up for the long run, God. We just ask that you continue to watch over us, keep us safe, touch the heart of each and every individual in the city of Birmingham, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Time for the Pledge of Allegiance. Salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Young, for bringing our Cub Scout Pack 3445. If you would just like to introduce the members of our pack for us.
Good morning, everybody, to the mayor, assistants, and the city council president, Barney Alexander, and Pro Tem Smitherman. I'd like to thank you for this opportunity. These are the scouts, and there was an error on my part. That's 3335 instead of 3445, but they are from Minor Elementary School, which is out of Councilor Clark's district. And these are young men. We are trying to develop. So if you would, you guys just come up and state your name right quick for us.
My name is Maya Williams.
My name is Elijah Bester.
My name is Michael Elliott.
My name is Braden Elliott.
And I am the pack leader, Mrs. Tanya Allen. Nice to meet you all, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
I want you all to take special attention to Ms. Allen, because not only is she the pack leader here, but she's a Birmingham City School teacher. She's a librarian at Minor Elementary School. She's taking on double duty here because she recognizes the importance of developing character in our young people. One of the things we found out through the city, and one of the things we believe, is that Birmingham is a sports city, and we need to spend as much time developing character as we do sports. It takes that much energy to develop those type of things in our youth as it does with athletics. One little other thing I'd like to everybody to represent, to notice, and I think I forwarded this to you all in an email, but there was a young man here in Birmingham who was from Troop 415 who recently earned his Eagle Scout project, and he's currently a freshman at Auburn University. There were two, actually. But this one young man had an interesting project that I thought was very good, very good. His father had recently suffered a stroke. His father, his grandmother, and his barber actually died from a stroke. So he recognized the importance of blood pressure testing in black men. So what he did, his project was to set up blood pressure machines in several different barbershops within the city. And those are the kind of things we try to develop with Boy Scouts, to try to make people understand that there's more things out there, that they need to be exposed to more things so they can emphasize other things other than sports. So that's what we want to do, and that's our goal. And we're just looking for your support and asking your support for anything we're trying to do.
Well, thank you very much, and we're very excited to have this young man and our librarian here with us this morning, and we thank you for your service to our community. And young man, we're excited for you. We're very happy to see that you're involved in the Boy Scouts, so we just want you to keep up the good work. Thank you all. Enjoy your Christmas holiday. All right, thank you, Mr. Clerk, if you'll call the roll, please.
Okay. Councilmember Abbott.
Present.
Councilmember Clark.
Present.
Councilmember Moore.
Present. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Councilmember O'Quinn.
Good morning.
Good morning. Councilmember Tate.
Present. Good morning.
Good morning. Councilmember Williams. Councilmember Woods.
Present.
Council President Pro Tem Smitherman.
Good morning.
Good morning. Council President Alexander.
Good morning. Thank you very much. I would like to ask for a motion for approval of the minutes from the meetings of June 29th and July 6th, 2021.
I move approval.
Okay. Voting should be open. Thank you. That vote should be up, Madam President.
Thank you. Those minutes are approved. The minutes are not ready for July 13th, 2021 through December 14th, 2021. Good morning, Mr. Mayor. Do we have any communications from you this morning?
Yes, ma'am. President. Good morning, Madam President, and good morning to the entire council. It's good to see you all this morning. I want to start by saluting our home team. A big congratulations to Coach Bill Clark as well as UAB football team. This past weekend, the Blazers won the Independence Bowl, defeating BYU, which was the highest ranked opponent in their program history. This victory was UAB's fourth win over a national ranked opponent and their second bowl victory in the school's history. And I want to congratulate UAB for that success. I also want to take the time to reflect on the evolutions of this football program. I think for me, I'm amazed by their tenacity. I think UAB's football program is an example of fierce strength, courage, as well as just inspiration. I think they make me proud, but I know they make the city of Birmingham proud as well, so go Blazers. This jacket you all see me wearing today is a actual firefighter's jacket. I want to take a moment to send my deepest condolences to the family of Birmingham firefighter Christopher Easter. Mr. Easter was only 46 years old when he tragically lost his life this past Sunday. He served on the city, he served with the city, and he served our citizens in the city for 17 years. I believe during this time of family gatherings and holiday celebrations, I cannot imagine, but it must be especially hard for his loved ones. Our hearts and prayers are with his family and as well as with his colleagues over at Fire Station 30, as well as all his colleagues who he came in with 17 years ago and all of the Birmingham Fire and Rescue Department. I had a few conversations, everybody, on another note about the Omicron variant with a few important people. I just wanted to give some stats. The Omicron variant became the dominant variant in the U.S. last week with 73% positive cases, just 3 weeks after it was discovered in South Africa. That means it's doubling every 1.5 to 3 days. We could see case levels 4 times as our previous highs. 1 million cases a day in the U.S. is also possible. I want to implore you all to please get vaccinated. 2 shots offer protection against severe disease and death, and a booster provides better overall protection from your symptomatic disease. Just a note about hospitals. Hospitals around the country are still in crisis over the Delta patients. The Omicron surge apparently will not hit them as defined as hospitals, including our own UAB, for another 2 to 3 weeks. And so we need to do whatever measure taken to ease their load so they don't collapse. I guess even with the fatigue of masks, I want to encourage us all to continue to wear masks. I think we should probably go back to doing elbows only for people who don't live in our households and take extra precaution because this variant is spreading rapidly and is spreading pretty fast. 2 more notes, Madam President and Council. As a reminder, in observance of the holidays, the City of Birmingham's office will be closed this Friday, December 24th, as well as Monday, December 27th. That means there will be no trash pickup. But to review the bulk trash pickup schedule, please go to birminghamal.gov/bulk trash. Lastly, I want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. I want to thank my staff. I want to thank our city employees. I want to thank the city council. I want to thank your staff for everything you all do in the community. If I had one wish, I want to wish each of us peace, protection, and joy, not only to you individually, but to your family as well. So, Madam President, that concludes my remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We appreciate you, and thank you. We echo you in your sentiment of joy, peace, and blessings for everyone here in the city of Birmingham during this holiday season. Councilors, if you would allow me to ask for a motion to suspend the rules. We do have a presentation today that piggybacks very much on the comments that the mayor has given us about the COVID variant, and Councilor Pro Tem and I asked our Dr. Mark Wilson, our health officer for Jefferson County, to bring us an update today, and again, as we prepare for the holiday season, what we can do and how we should be mindful. So can I have a motion for suspend the rules for the presentation?
Motion.
Aye. Thank you, Dr. Wilson. We appreciate you coming over today.
Thank you, President Alexander. Appreciate the invitation. Thank you, Mayor, for your remarks. Very timely. I do want to also thank the council and the mayor's office, City of Birmingham, for being just such a great partner throughout this entire pandemic. I'm very, very grateful of the actions of the mayor's office and the council over these last couple of years have saved lives. There's no doubt about it. And just the leadership you've shown and the partnership, the willingness to pitch in and help has really helped our health department a great deal, as well as our community as a whole. So I'll try not to repeat what the mayor already said, but well, actually, I think a lot of it is worth repeating because it's very important. But I will say that we've been monitoring the cases every day. The Delta surge was really terrible. As you know, we peaked at over 600 cases per day in Jefferson County, and our hospitals were really overwhelmed. We got down to in the mid sort of 30s per day after that peak started coming down. And then after about Thanksgiving or so, we started seeing the cases edge back up a bit in the 40s per day, then around 50 per day. And then unfortunately, just this past week, the cases per day in Jefferson County shot up really quickly to around 100 cases per day. And it looks like, even though we have detected Omicron variant in Alabama, this is probably mostly Delta still, and it's probably just related to the holiday gatherings and the cooler weather, perhaps, people congregating more. So even without Omicron, we're starting to see a surge. Our percent positivity rate also went up. We had gotten down to about 3%. We're now at 6.9% in the county. So it is quite concerning. And then, as the mayor has mentioned, Omicron is here. A lot of it is in the northern part of the United States right now, but it is here in Alabama. And it does spread so rapidly that we do expect to see a pretty big surge of Omicron cases within the next few weeks. So we really, unfortunately, are here to tell people that it's time to sort of buckle down again and be really careful, in spite of the fact that we have Christmas just a few days away. But we just want everybody to know they need to be careful. We'll make a couple comments about what we know and what we don't know about the Omicron variant. As has already been mentioned, it is much more contagious. You know, the Delta variant was already very contagious, and it was quite alarming when we saw it come along this past summer. It looks like Omicron is about 2 times as contagious as Delta. And as the mayor mentioned, a doubling time. Once it's in a community, it looks like it doubles about every 2 days. We have some evidence that it might be less severe, so that could be really good news. Although most experts are a little reluctant to make a definitive declaration on that point. And then the other thing about Omicron that's very important is it does look like our vaccines are not quite as effective against it as the previous variants. It has a lot of major mutations, more mutations than any variant we've seen before. So it has what we call immune escape. That goes for immunity from vaccination, but it also goes for immunity from people that have had previous infections. So if you've been infected before, you're still quite vulnerable to get an infection from Omicron. Data out of South Africa looks like maybe it's about 3 to 8 times, somewhere in that range, more likely to get reinfected with Omicron than you would have been reinfected with other variants if you had previous infection. Good news, though, about the vaccines. Well, it's sort of bad news, good news. The 2 doses or the 1 dose of Johnson & Johnson looks like it may be only about 30% effective at preventing infections. But if you get the booster shot of the Moderna or the Pfizer, which we're now recommending for the boosters, it can bring that up to about 70%. And it's not up in the 90s like it was originally with the 2-dose regimen. The really important thing about vaccines, though, is that they still look like they help prevent severe disease that leads to hospitalization and help prevent deaths. So we are just really, really strongly recommending, again, that people who have not been vaccinated start getting vaccinated as soon as possible. Those who have been vaccinated, be sure you get your booster shot as soon as you're eligible. And for those 2-dose vaccines, the Moderna or the Pfizer, that is 6 months after you got your second shot. Another recommendation that recently came out just this past week was a preference for the Moderna or Pfizer vaccine over the Johnson & Johnson because in just looking at the overall risk-benefit, that risk of those serious, very rare, but serious blood clots with the Johnson & Johnson outweighs the risk when you have the Moderna and Pfizer available. And those are both widely available in our community. If you had the Johnson & Johnson in the past, there's no reason to worry. But if it's time to get that booster, or if you're thinking about getting your first vaccine, we would recommend you get either the Moderna or the Pfizer vaccines. Another word about the Omicron is, unfortunately, this monoclonal antibody treatment that really helped us get through that last surge against Delta. The brands that we had been using of that monoclonal antibody treatment do not work against Omicron. Now, there is a newer brand that does have emergency use authorization called Sotrovimab that is going to be made available, but we don't know how the supply is going to be, especially if we do see the big surge that we're anticipating. But, you know, if somebody does get COVID going forward, especially if you're high risk, you're elderly, or you have underlying health care conditions, please contact your health care provider as soon as possible to see what treatment options are available, because some of those may be available to help keep you out of the hospital. We are doing relatively well with our vaccinations in Jefferson County compared to the rest of the state. 60.5% of our population has received at least 1 dose. 49.1% have completed the 2-dose regimen or the 1 of Johnson & Johnson. Of people over 65, we're at about 90%, which is really good. But still, that 60.5 that I mentioned is not nearly good enough. The 40% or so that have not been vaccinated are really quite vulnerable. And again, we would encourage them to get vaccinated. Again, the majority of our hospitalizations and deaths are still among those who had not been vaccinated. So that's a very important point. And again, do not count on previous infection to protect you. If you've been infected before, you need to get vaccinated to help boost that immunity to give you the protection you need. During this next few weeks, in addition to vaccination, we have to again get back to the basics. Wearing a mask, keeping distance, washing hands, avoiding large crowds. If you are gathering for the holidays, you may want to consider getting tested beforehand, especially if you have some vulnerable folks in your family or in the friends that you're gathering with. I think one other thing that we're concerned about, even if the Omicron is less dangerous, which we hope it is, it could still have a major impact on our workforce. If we have, within a matter of a few weeks, a lot of people getting sick at once, including our healthcare workers, we could still have a crisis on our hands, even if it's not a crisis of deaths or severe illness. So I'll stop there and see if you have any questions or comments.
Thank you very much. Dr. O'Quinn.
Yes, so one of the things that we saw with the initial release of the vaccine was drive-through clinics, and those were highly utilized and very convenient for most people. Is there any consideration to doing that for boosters ahead of Omicron?
No, not at this point, not for the health department anyway. What we're finding, we have a clinic going at the health department, our central health center, Tuesday through Friday of every week. And fortunately, we have seen increased interest. It's mostly people getting boosters, but we still have plenty of capacity. And it looks like other places still have capacity at this point. So don't see a big need to do the mass vaccination clinics that are out, the drive-through types at this point. We did those a lot before, and they were heavily utilized early, and then it dropped off pretty significantly after the people that are really eager to get vaccinated got vaccinated.
Thank you. Great question. I do know also that before school ended, some of the Birmingham City schools were having those pop-up clinics, and I believe they did include the booster as a part of that. So we'll just stay tuned to the public, because I know some agencies are offering those. Ms. Abbott?
Yeah, I wanted to say that yesterday I took my mother to the drive-through clinic in the parking deck of UAB Highlands to get her booster. And they said they will give you anything. Your first shot, your second shot, your third shot, your booster shot, your whatever shot you're on. And it was not crowded. But I think it's mainly because nobody knows it's there. You didn't know it was there. And that's surprising to me.
I knew about UAB. I'm sorry I failed to mention that. But
well, so to me, that's a great thing, because for my mother, who's turning 99 next week, I didn't even want to take her to Walgreens or CVS. I didn't want to take her out in the public with something that could kill her. So it was just such a relief when Dr. Lee called me yesterday and said, you can go to UAB Highlands and do the drive-through and not even get her out of the car. We jumped in the car and went right over.
Yeah,
and I thought there would be hundreds of people in line, and there were not. So if you're looking for a drive-through clinic, UAB Highlands is there. I think it's 1 to 3 or 1 to 3:30. Better go 1 to 3 just in case that's right. But anyway, to me, that was just such a blessing to be able to do that. So there's at least one.
Yeah. I think some of the pharmacies are doing drive-through
It was yesterday and today.
Okay. No appointment needed, just drive-through?
She asked me if, I was told we didn't need an appointment, so we just drove up. And she asked if we had an appointment, and I said no, I was told we didn't need one. And she said, well, it would just make things be faster. So maybe we would have filled our form out online or something like that. But regardless, they were very kind and seemed to be happy to see us and made my mom feel good. And, so it was great.
Thank you. Ms. Clark, I think you indicated you had a question.
Thank you, Madam President. And want to thank you, Dr. Wilson, for this information. Wanted to ask if there are any recommendations for testing locations or even self-administered tests that you can do at home, any sources of inexpensive test kits that are reliable that you would recommend?
Thank you for that question. You can go to the Alabama Department of Public Health website to get information on test sites. There are at-home kits that are still available in a lot of pharmacies in Alabama. I don't know how long that will be the case. We do have a promise from the Biden administration, too, to make tests available and free on a very large scale nationwide don't know how long it'll take for that to roll out. There have been a few laboratories that have been identified by the FDA as not being able to detect the Omicron variant, but those have been notified, and the responsibility has been put upon them to make sure that they, take that test off the market and replace it with one that works. That's just been a handful that have been identified in Alabama.
All right. Thank you very much. Well, we are appreciative of you bringing this information to us today. I know we all want to be mindful as we go through the holiday season. So, and I thank you and Mayor Whiffen for reminding us we're not out of the woods yet, and we do need to take the precautions. And so I know that each of us encourages all of our citizens to take advantage of the shots and the boosters. And let's just go back to some of the precautions that we put in last year. And we'll still have a happy holidays, but we just want to be safe. Thank you, Dr. Wilson.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councilors, if you will allow me, I would like to continue suspension of the rules, and I would like to bring forward 2 resolutions of sympathy. We lost 2 very important community members in D7 last week, and I'd like for you to entertain a resolution of sympathy for the family of Mr. Alexander Ashley Sr. He was a prominent educator, distinguished citizen, and faithful servant, and he passed away recently, and his funeral will be this week. Mr. Ashley was married more than 61 years to the former D7 Board of Education representative, Mrs. Odessa Ashley. So I would like to offer a resolution of sympathy for that family, as well as for the family of Mrs. Rosalind Yvonne Rudolph Young. Ms. Young was also a very vital member of the D7 community. She was former president of the Tarpley City neighborhood, which is in District 7. She was also president of the Winona High School Alumni, the Grand Alumni Association, and she was also a commissioner of the Red Mountain Park. And so her service, as well as that of Mr. Ashley's, will truly be missed in District 7. So I could ask for that resolution.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Another resolution?
So moved. Second.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you.
Thank you very much, councilors. I appreciate that. Now, Mr. Clerk, can we read the consent agenda?
Okay. Consent agenda starts on page 2. We have items 1, 2, 3, and 4 on consent. Page 3, items 6, 7, and 8 are on consent. Page 8, we have item number 9 on consent. Page 9, items 10, 11, and 12 are on consent. Page 10, item number 13 is on consent. Page 11, items 14, 15, and 16 are on consent. Page 12, we have items 17 and 18 on consent. Page 13, items 19 and 20 are on consent. Page 14, item number 21 is on consent. Page 16, items 22 and 23 are on consent. Page 18, items 24 and 25 are on consent. Page 19, item 26 is on consent. Page 20, item 27 is on consent. Page 21, we have items 28 and 29 on consent. Page 22, items 30, 31, and 32 are on consent. Page 23, items 33 and 34 are on consent. Page 24, we have items 35, 36, and 37 on consent. Page 25, items 38, 39, 40, and 41 are on consent. Page 26, items 42, 43, and 44 are on consent. Page 27, items 45, 46, and 47 are on consent. Page 28, items 48, 49, and 50 are on consent. Let's skip over to page 30. We have items 56, 57, 58, and 59 on consent. Page 31, we have items 60, 61, 62, and 63, and we have the correction on 61 with the typo formerly to formerly, F-O-R-M-E-R-L-Y. Page 32, we have items 64 and 65 on consent. Page 33, items 66 and 68 and 70 are on consent. Please remove item 69. We have to make the notation of the individual that's being appointed. Page 34, we have items 71, 72, 73, 74, and 75 on consent. Page 35, we have items 76, 77, 78, 79, and 80 on consent. Page 36, we have items 81, 82, 83, 84, and 85 on consent. Page 37, items 86, 87, 88, 89, and 90 are on consent. Page 38, items 91, 92, 93, 94, and 95 are on consent. Page 39, items 96, 97, 98, and 99 are on consent. Page 40, we have items 100, 101, 102, and 103 on consent. Please note on item 100, it should be changed, the recommended party to Director of Capital Projects. It was PEP, and it should be changed to Director of Capital Projects. And then we have item 103. We should strike Chief of Police and add Fire Chief. That's on item 103. Page 41. We have items 104, 105, 106, and 107 on consent. Page 42. We have items 108, 109, and 110 on consent. And you should just label the emergency purchase as item 111. You should note it as 111.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Clerk. Are there any counselors that have any items they would like to put on or take off of consent? Councilor Quinn?
Yes, on, I believe it's page 2, item number 5. And then on page 29, items 52 and 54.
Page 29.
Yes.
I think the one
52.
dealing with 52, we have to do the vacation first and then waive the fee. That's the problem with putting 52
Okay.
on consent.
Okay. All right. And then the 2 addendum items.
Is it 2 or 1?
It's just one.
And it's a board appointment. So.
Right, so we have to read those. Okay.
Is that it, Councilor Quinn?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else? Councilor Clark, are you good? You good? Councilor Moore, you good? Councilor Abbott? Councilor Williams? Councilor Tate? Councilor Woods? Okay, then. All right, let me read. Consideration of the consent agenda. All items designated as consent are routine and non-controversial and will be approved by one motion. No separate discussion of these items will be permitted unless a council member, the mayor, or citizen interested in a public hearing so requests. If so, such item or items will revert to its normal place on the agenda order of business. All matters of permanent operation will be read. All other matters will be announced by reading the item number only. All public hearings will be announced. Can I have a motion?
Motion. I did.
I think it was Council Moore.
Mike, what about the public? Did we invite anybody coming forward? No?
Oh, is there anybody from the public
Okay.
that's, well, I read the consideration of the consent agenda. Is there anybody here from the public that needs to speak on any items? Okay.
Okay. All right, voting is open. Council Pro Tem Alexander's out. All right, that vote should be up. Madam
Okay.
Chair.
The consent agenda passes. Mr. Clerk, can you call up the first item?
All right, let's go to, let's see. We just, did we put 5 on consent?
Yes.
Councilor O'Quinn, that's right. Okay.
Yes.
So, looks like 51. Item 51 should be on page 28. A resolution assenting to the vacation of 12,786 square feet of right-of-way that is located parallel to and between 22nd Street South and 24th Street South, and perpendicular to and between Powell Avenue, so that the owner can consolidate property, and whether such vacation would deprive other property owners of such right that they may have to egress and ingress from their property on behalf of Norfolk Southern Railway Company owners and the hearing of all interested parties. Case number SUB 2021-66. Motion, please.
Motion.
Second.
Okay,
right.
thank you. Hey, good morning.
Good morning. I'm Tim Gambrell. I serve as Chief Planner for the City of Birmingham. This is case subdivision 2021-66, and it is a resolution to determine whether the City Council will give its assent to the vacation of 12,786 square feet of right-of-way that is located parallel to and between 22nd Street South, 24th Street South, and perpendicular and to and between Powell Avenue, so that the owner can consolidate property, and whether such vacation will deprive other property owners of such right as they may have to egress and ingress from their property. The one-third right-of-way vacation fee has been set at $12,469.78. On October 13, 2021, the Subdivision Committee of the Birmingham Planning Commission recommended the approval of this vacation to the full council. And on October 5, 2021, the Public Improvement Beautification Committee forwarded this vacation to the full council with a favorable recommendation.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone from the public that needs to speak towards this item? Is the applicant here? Okay, you can come up.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Eric Morrison with Bear Properties. This vacation application, in conjunction with another one that Mr. Gambrell, I guess, will read in a second, helps to, like it says, sort of consolidate the roadways in and around or around the Hardwick project located on 23rd Street South and First Avenue South, facing the Rotary Trail. This will allow project to create parking and a functional roadway behind our building, as well as clean up a property situation between two railroad-owned parcels north of Powell Avenue. That will also help to create a parking field back there to service the project. If anyone has any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Okay. Councilors, do you have any questions? Councilor Abbott?
Yeah, the question that I have is, first, can we get a new microphone up there? And then the second question is, this says that it's being done on behalf of one of my favorite railroads, Norfolk Southern Railway Company. So who owns this land and who's asking for the vacation? Is Norfolk Southern asking for it, or who owns it?
Yes, ma'am, because they are the adjacent owners of the land. They are, technically, they are the applicant. We are handling the application for them because ultimately the land will be quit-claimed. At least one of those pieces will be quit-claimed. We will be purchasing that land from the railroad.
Okay. So the railroad is the one that's getting the vacation. And then the railroad is going to quit claim it to your client, or to you, Bayer?
Yes, ma'am. So Powell Avenue, and I think I probably explained this to almost everybody up here, so sorry for having to say it again, but Powell Avenue has a very interesting property rights history that you may or may not be aware of. And back in the 1800s, there was a series of deeds between Eagleton Land Company and the railroad that sort of traded that land back and forth. So through a deep amount of title research, along with the title company and our attorneys, our summation is that Powell Avenue is actually owned in fee by the railroad, subject to the city's rights of way. So this allows that land to properly be vacated, and then the Powell Avenue piece will come into the property of the Hardwick, and the 23rd Street piece will come into the property of the railroad. Work very closely with PEP, City Attorney's Office, to figure out the best way to do this. to make it as clean as possible and to clean up those property rights that were kind of made very muddy 140 years ago.
Okay, thank you for that explanation.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, thank
Madam
you.
President.
Any other counselors? Okay. Anybody from the public that needs to speak? Okay, thank you. Mr. Clerk, I call for the vote. Okay, the item passes. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
52, a resolution to waive the vacation fee in the amount of $12,469.78 from case number SUB 2021-66 because of the positive economic impact that the project will have on the city of Birmingham. Please note that earlier we made the language change in the pre-council meeting, and the front it should read a resolution pursuant to Amendment 772 Alabama Constitution 1901, and then pick back up with to waive the vacation fee. So that's the change to that resolution.
Okay.
Motion.
Second. Council Williams.
I think that this is self-explanatory based on what we just heard from the representative from Bayer, Eric.
Mr. Kimbrough, is that correct?
Yeah, I believe so. It's a waiver of the vacation fee based on economic benefit for the Hardwick project.
I'd just like to add, if y'all, I think most of us have seen the plans for the Hardwick project and know what it's going to do to that Rotary Trail corridor, but it's an outstanding project that I think, we always use the word transformative when we talk about new projects coming to Birmingham, whether it's a new Burger King or, whatever. But this actually will completely change that corridor, so I think we should all be very excited about it.
Okay. Are there any councilors that have any questions? Councilor Quinn.
Yes, I just add detail that, Bayer has presented to most of us individually, I believe, but just want to point out that there are improvements that are going to be done in the public right-of-way as part of this project. So, they're going to be making investment on public property. Just wanted to point that out.
Councilor Abbott.
Okay, now I'm thoroughly confused. Okay, the property that's being vacated, part of it is going to go to the Hardwick. Part of it's going to be kept by Norfolk Southern Railway Company, right? So this $12,000 is going to enrich Norfolk Southern as well as the Hardwick, which is actually doing something positive. So
My understanding, Eric, is it not correct that you are leasing for a long time the area? What's the Norfolk Southern lease?
That's correct. We have a lease in place with Norfolk Southern for the land north of north of Powell Avenue, between Powell and the railroad tracks for 20 years.
So there's now this railroad land for the next 20 years leased on behalf of Bayer is paying it will become public property and be able to be used by the public.
The fee would have been paid by us, not by Norfolk Southern.
okay, well, that makes me feel better. And then it won't be public right-of-way.
That's correct.
It will be privately owned property, so it will not be public property.
Correct. What Councilor Quinn, I believe, is referring to is 23rd Street between Powell and First Avenue. We're completely redoing the hardscape and streetscape, landscaping, new lighting, publicly accessed improvements for respite, bike repair station, benches, and then on First Avenue South as well in front of the building. That's all public right-of-way that we will be improving.
Well, I've seen the plans, and I'm very supportive of the plans. I'm just not too inspired over Norfolk Southern. So I just want to make sure that they're not benefiting from this, and I guess they are, but we're going to wink at it because it's going to help a good project to happen. So thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other counselors? Anybody from the public? Okay. Mr. Clerk, I call for the vote.
Okay. Councilor Tate. How would you like to vote? Okay. That vote should be up.
Okay, the item passes. Next item.
Should be item 53. A resolution assenting to the vacation of 12,715 square feet of right-of-way that is located parallel to First Avenue South and perpendicular to and between 23rd Street South and 24th Street South, so that the owner can consolidate property and whether such vacation with the private other property owners of such right as they may have to egress and ingress from the property on behalf of HCP, TDG Avenue A, LLC, Norfolk Southern Railway Company, and Bellman Holdings, owners, and the hearing of all interested parties, case number SUB 2021-67.
Motion.
Second. Mr. Kimbrough.
Tim Gambrell, I serve as Chief Planner for the City of Birmingham. This is case sub 2021-67, and it is a resolution to determine whether the City Council give its assent to the vacation of 12,715 square feet of right-of-way that is located parallel to First Avenue South and perpendicular to and between 23rd Street South and 24th Street South, so that the owner can consolidate property, and whether such vacation will deprive other property owners of such right as they may have to egress, ingress for the property. The one-third right-of-way vacation fee has been set at $65,034.62. On October 13, 2021, Subdivision Committee of the Birmingham Planning Commission recommended the approval of this vacation of the full council, and on October 5, 2021, the Public Improvement Beautification Committee forwarded this vacation to the full council with a favorable recommendation.
Okay, thank you. Is there anybody from the public that would like to speak to this item? Any counselors? Okay, Mr. Clerk, I call for the vote.
Okay.
I don't know what happened to mine, but I'm a yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, the item passes. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
All right. It should be item 54, and I'll just read the correct language instead of what's on your paper. It should start again with a resolution pursuant to Amendment 772 Alabama Constitution 1901 to waive the vacation fee in the amount of $65,034.62 for case number SUB 2021-67 because of the positive economic impact the project will have on the city of Birmingham.
Motion.
Second. Council Williams. Your item again. Mr. Kimbrough.
Self-explanatory.
Self-explanatory.
Same project.
Yeah, I mean, if you'd like me to read the item, I can.
Sure.
Tim Gambrell, I serve as Chief Planner for the City of Birmingham. This is in reference to sub 2021-67. It's a resolution with a vacation fee in the amount of $65,034.62 for the proposed Hardwick development because of the positive economic impact the project will have on the City of Birmingham. On December 7, 2021, the Economic Development Committee and Budget and Finance Committee forwarded this item to full council with a favorable recommendation.
Okay, thank you. Is there anybody from the public that would like to speak to this item? Any counselors? Mr. Clerk, I call for the vote.
Councilmember Woods. Thank you. That vote should be up.
Okay, thank you. The item passes. Thank you, Mr. Kimbrough. Mr. Clerk, can you call up the next item?
All right, should be item 55. We'll start with the corrected language again. A resolution pursuant to Amendment 772 Alabama Constitution 1901 to waive the vacation fee in the amount of $59,074.18 for the case number SUB 2020-70 because of the positive economic impact that the project will have on the city of Birmingham.
Why is that not consented?
Motion.
I thought it was.
Motion. That wasn't consented?
That wasn't consent. That was on consent.
We left that one? Okay. My bad. So we'll strike that.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you, Mr. Kimbrough. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Let's see, where we're going, 67?
Yes.
All right. Item 67, a resolution authorizing the mayor and the city of Birmingham to join the state of Alabama and other local governments as participants in the Endo Health Solutions Incorporated and Endo Pharmaceuticals and the opioid settlement to execute the Endo settlement sign-on agreement and any formal agreement and related documents evidencing Birmingham's agreement to the settlement of claims specifically related to Endo, and the mayor is authorized to take such other actions as necessary and appropriate to effectuate Birmingham's participation in the Endo settlement. Motion, please.
I move approval.
All right, item is before you.
Okay, Mr. Mayor? Or Attorney King?
Good morning, council. I would recommend if there's any specific questions that we can go into executive session under Title 3625A 7A3 to discuss ramifications of litigation.
Okay, thank you. Councilors, do you have any questions? Okay, well, I think we're good to go. Mr. Clerk, I call for the vote.
Councilor Williams out.
Yes, okay.
All right, that vote should be up.
Okay, the item passes. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
This will be item 69, a resolution appointing one member to the Board of Directors of the Land Bank Authority of the City of Birmingham to fill the unexpired term of Marshall Anderson expiring August the 19th, 2022. And you want to be, I don't have, who got it? I'll get it. Leaky, you got it? Oh, I got it. Oh, Mr. Heath, okay, go ahead.
Appointing Jessica Hughes Bennett to the Land Bank. She is taking the unexpired term for Marshall Anderson. She is a registered architect, which in this specific situation is required for the appointment.
Okay, thank you. Councilors, do you have any questions, comments? Okay. I think we're good to go. Ms. Clerk?
Motion to approve, to confirm, I'm sorry.
So move.
Second.
All right. Voting should be open now.
Okay, the item passes.
Mr. Councilor Clark, how would you like to vote? All right, thanks.
Sorry, the item passes.
All right.
Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Let's see. We're at 111, which is the emergency purchase notice relative to the facility manager of the Birmingham Museum of Art. The steam boilers in penthouse number 3 needs repairing. And then item 112 is addendum item dealing with resolution appointing 10 members to the Board of Directors of the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute as appointed by the board. 2 members to fill the unexpired terms of Richard A. Rice and Yolanda Clayton. Said term expiring September 1st, 2022. 1 member said term expiring September 1st, 2023, and 7 members said term expiring September 1st, 2024. I think that's Councilor Moore. Is that your point?
Okay. Don't
I
need
guess
any
you
more.
read the names or whatever.
Okay, yeah. Council Moore.
So, we have Deontay Gordon filling the unexpired term of Yolanda Clayton.
Council Moore, is your mic on?
Sorry. Had me a Zoom moment. So yeah, we have Deontay Gordon filling the unexpired term of Yolanda Clayton. Expiration date September 1st, 2022. We have Natalie Kelly, who will fill the unexpired term of Richard A. Rice, September 1st, 2022. Alice Boucher, replacing Glenn Agnew, expiration date September 1st, 2024. Anthony C. Hood, replacing Frank Topping, September 1st, 2024. Arian Simone, replacing Cassandra Adams, expiration date September 1st, 2024. Mashonda Taylor, replacing Ann Huckstep, expiration date September 1st, 2024. Nick Willis, replacing Isabel Rubio, expiration date September 1st, 2024. And reappointments, Dr. Carlos E. Alman, expiration date September 1st, 2023. And Tamara Coyne Beasley, expiration date September 1st, 2024. And William H. Burgess III, September 1st, 2024.
Okay, thank you, Councilor Moore. Any councilors have anything? Okay. Motion to confirm.
Second.
Okay.
Councilmember Abbott. All right, that motion bill.
Okay, the item passes. Mr. Clerk, next item.
I think we're at speakers.
Okay.
Suspend the rules for speakers.
Can I have a motion to suspend the rules for speakers?
Second.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Okay, thank you. Our first speaker is A.J. Johnson. Can you come up?
Well, I guess I won't be long. I'm on the speaker. Wow. To the City Council, to the City of Birmingham, my name is A.J. Johnson, and since the President, Ms. Wardine Alexander, is not here, I guess I'll be talking to Ms. President Pro Tem Crystal Smitherman. These are the holy days, and I guess I don't know, we haven't been having a whole lot of holy around here in this city because everybody's just totally upset and torn. I was talking to Dr. O'Quinn in the hallway about the killings over in Kingston. And I went to Kingston yesterday, and the children gave me a handful about not coming over there and attending to them like I used to. And I guess talking to them gave me the sense that leadership is not a title or something that you have to have. If people believe in you, it gives you the sense of spirit, the compassion of spirit, and the compassion of leadership. On yesterday at around 2:30, I had the privilege of seeing leadership in excellence. I saw it with a young lady by the name of Crystal Smitherman at a gathering that she invited me to give away toys at Memorial Park. I want to tell my director of the park board, Ms. Carol Clark, I want to tell my director, Chaz Mitchell, that I had the great privilege of seeing a family, the Smitherman family. I saw the father, I saw the mother, I saw the daughter. I saw the aides, Quita, I saw Kevin, I saw people actually doing things. I saw myself helping putting toys in cars for females, but the one thing I didn't see, I only saw one man show up to help his wife. I saw one man show up, and I had to give him all his salutation to him at that moment. But Crystal, today I want to tell you how proud I am of knowing you since you were 12 years old. Yesterday, seeing you give out those toys to those elementary children gave me the thought that when I first brought this program of giving toys away to a young man named Cedric Sparks, who was the director at that point of Division of Youth Services. You know, I said to you the last time I spoke that I never tell people what I've done in this city, but I'm going to start doing it because I see that so many other people are riding off of the things that I've done in this city, and no one tells the truth. The truth tale has to be told. So today I'm here to tell you, Crystal, President Pro Tem Smitherman, how proud I am of you for what you did yesterday. Because if no one sees it, they never believe it. We're talking about this variance that's going around here now. We got mask on, mask off. We don't know what the next day will bring. But for today, Councilperson O'Quinn, Valerie Abbott, Councilperson Valerie Abbott, Councilperson Tate, thank you for what you told me out in the hallway. Councilperson Woods, who represents my district, District 1. If we have no time for these children, you best understand this. They will not have a conversation with a suit. Crystal, you are a witness of how those children and parents reacted to me yesterday. When people don't tell you or try to do what you're supposed to do, people don't react. They enact what they are feeling. The young lady in Kingston We're sick and tired of being abused and mistreated. We don't have people to go inside these housing communities to talk to these young people about what they're feeling, Chief Sparks. So, once again, and Valerie, since you've been on this council, I've asked this. Once again, I'm gonna ask this council, if you cannot solve the problem, put someone in the problem who wants to solve it. We got all these people that come to you guys telling y'all what they can do, but I haven't seen it. But every time I come to you guys and I tell you what I can do, I put my money where my mouth is without having any problems with anybody. But I'm not going to sit back and let people conjugate their thoughts about who Adolphus Johnson is when they don't know and they doubt my service. How can you doubt the service of a man who risked his own life to save a child's life who almost drowned over in Ensign? We need to really take a strong look at the people that come before this council with their lies, games, Bible-toting, and all the rest of the things that they say that they can do. And we need to ask the question, do we lead in service? Do we lead by service? And what is true service? And I said to you the last time I was here that the sacrifice means to bleed. In the military, we always tell people, veterans, honorably discharged veterans like I am in front of you right now, thank you for your service. So with this city council doing beyond just above the call of duty that you guys have been doing lately, I want to tell you guys, thank you for your service, because it's not for the pay. It has to be for the promise of the future of Birmingham. You talked about, well, earlier, Councilperson Alexander, she talked about the person who was married for like 80 or some, 60 some years. That is a long time to be with one person. It's service. Marriage is a service. I'm married to Birmingham because I want to see my city move forward. This city council has an agenda. The agenda is to serve. Y'all are young, you're vibrant, you're thought-provoking. Use it. We've had too many old thoughts, too many old persuasions, too many cliques, too many of these, that, and the other. I want to thank Chief Smith for what the Birmingham Police Department did in Avondale, Kingston, and in parts of Woodlawn by passing those toys out. Some of these young children don't see a toy, and they don't want bicycles anymore. Let me tell y'all that. They want the STEM card so they can call a number and download that. That's right. For all you ones that are laughing, these children have taken Christmas to a new level. So with that being said, I want to tell y'all that no one can come to this city and tell you the amount of things and tragedy that they've seen. From Bonita Carter to the young boy getting gunned down in Kingston, to the 3 or 4 shootings we've had in Kingston where I grew up on 44th Place North, graduated from Carol W. Hayes High School. I'm really sick and tired of people overlooking the fact of what people do, like myself, for free. And they'll listen to anyone. And the same people who tell the lies, they're making front page news right now. So with that being said, Crystal, President Pro Tem, I want to tell you again, to see your father, your mother, and you, and your 2 aides working yesterday, I told you I was going to put some stuff back just in case. Chief Sparks, I want to tell you how favorable it was for you guys to put together that money for the JCCEO through that program y'all did on Sunday. I was very proud to see Birmingham step up to do something where people say these things don't be done. And whether it was done by the mayor, whether it was done by anyone, but any one of you who takes a city check and cashes it, it was done by us. I cash a city check. So we're all incorporated to do the best we can during the holy days for all of our people. We got to take all this white, black, and color stuff out of Birmingham, and we have to put forth our best effort. Remember, the World Games are coming here.
AJ.
Thank you.
Thank you, AJ.
Thank you, AJ.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, AJ. I will have to say thank you, Chief Sparks. He was my Director of Youth Division Services growing up, and he was always an inspiration. It was always great to hear him with his speech. I think we're going to have to ask him to give us a speech one day like what he used to. But now it's time for old and new business. Let's start with Council Woods.
I just want to say Merry Christmas. I know Hunter always wants a video. Wasn't sure which one to play. Hunter, pick a number 1 through 10, please.
Let's see. What's the shortest one, Clint?
1 through 10. Just give me. Seriously.
Okay, thank you, Council. Did you?
He said 5.
Did you have a video? Okay.
Play number 5. He said 5.
Okay, can't play it.
Better not have 10 videos.
We're here at Ramsey High School where Counselor Christian Smitherman is an alumni and where I got into, but I decided to play football, so I was somewhere else. We were participating in Government Day, and so really speaking to students about what it is in our roles and just really answering other questions about what we do and really encouraging them to really go forward, solve problems, and chase some of the dreams they have, especially if they want to be in politics.
As two of the youngest city council members, I think it's important for young people to see that you can be young and serve in government. And also, we are very passionate about serving the youth, so it's really an honor to give back to our community, especially my alma mater.
As soon as you know that, you need to really start learning about what that means, the different opportunities that there are, and what are the things that you're passionate about. In our roles, I think we're close enough to their age to remember what that's like, and so I take every opportunity I can to open up my office and really share that information with anybody who wants it.
The youth, they're the ones who have the voice and the fierceness to keep politicians accountable and really advocate for what they want to see. All right.
Really good to see it, man. We need more young people to key into those things, but we're just going to support however we can, and like I said, I'm very encouraged by what I saw today.
And for more from the Birmingham City Council, follow along with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Good choice, Counselor. Just want to wish everybody Merry Christmas. Take this time to really enjoy family, reflect on the year, and
Okay, thank you, Councilor Woods. Councilor Tate.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. No neighborhood meetings this week. The announcements are Divine Vision Entertainment LLC, Japal D. Vines, founder and creative director, is celebrating their 9th anniversary tonight on Facebook and YouTube at 7 p.m. with Rochelle's special gift. The virtual theater experience, the production features amazing talent, and my chief of staff, Brendan McRae, is the director and the actor with this great company, and he will be featured in the production tonight. Tickets can be purchased online at www.divineenvisionment.com. So I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Take care of yourself. Be safe. Enjoy your families. I do have a little treat for each and every one of you in my office. And thanks to everyone who attended the District 9 Holiday Brunch this Saturday at the Tuxedo Room. We want to send a special thanks to Mayor Whiffen for stopping by, and Council Pro Tem and her parents was in attendance along with her chief of staff, and it was a beautiful event. Carol, you were out of town. Mr. Moore, you were dealing with your kids. And so we had a grand time. The food was good. It was just beautiful. So we do have a video from Saturday. So Councilman Woods is not the only person that can play a video. So let's hit it.
like the event that she had today where community members are allowed to come out, they're allowed to eat, they're allowed to mingle, they're allowed to meet with other politicians and express their concerns, or either just sit down and have a good time. That's what the community needs. We need more unity. We need more unified voices in order to build the city of Birmingham.
This morning we are at the Tuxedo Room having our first annual holiday brunch for District 9. So we want to send greetings and cheers to you and your family.
Her goal is not to make her name big, but her goal is to make the name of those that she serves bigger.
For me, growing up in Pratt City, to have this kind of event where we don't have to leave our community is paramount. To know that we are revitalizing our own community, we're building up our own communities with our own dollars means the world to me.
We just want to just ease back into bringing family and building community and just showing this love from, District 9, from the City Council, the Mayor's office, and everybody, and the neighborhood associations and the President. So again, we just want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And for more from the Birmingham City Council, follow along with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Is that okay? Thank you, Councilor Tate, and we really enjoyed the food. It was amazing, you all. And Councilor Tate, that was a great, great holiday event. Thank you for inviting us. Councilor Williams.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. Councilor Tate, I thought that was a great video. I wish that maybe Clint will take some notes from that video. I could watch that for hours. But anyway, no, I want to wish everybody in the city of Birmingham, as well as all of the city employees and the 9 of us, all a Merry Christmas. Hope that everybody has a safe holiday. I think that I know that while the Omicron variant is out there, and I think that there's an opportunity for us to be cognizant of it and still have a great Christmas, which might look a little different than Christmas of the past over the past couple of years that have been a little bit more grim. Yeah, that's all I have. And I also want to point out that while Ms. Abbott always counts down until the World Games, we have our Birmingham Ticket Smarter Bowl, which is 1 week from today, 11 a.m. next Tuesday, the 28th.
We do not have tickets.
And yes, if you would like tickets, you can go to ticketsmarter.com to purchase tickets. And who is the title sponsor? And those are where tickets can be found. We are not a ticketing agency at the City of Birmingham, but ticketsmarter.com is where you can go purchase tickets for the Ticket Smarter Birmingham Bowl. And that is all I have.
Thank you, Councilor Williams, for letting us know where to buy the tickets for the Birmingham Bowl. Councilor Quinn.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. Happy holidays, everyone. I'm trying to also keep pace with Councilor Woods, and I got some ground to make up. So we actually have done a compilation video. So if we could cue that up. By the way, before that rolls, I want to say a special thank you to Kim Garner on our PIO team. I actually found out recently that she does 100% of all the editing for these videos. Yes, thank you very much. We really, really appreciate your work. You can hit play whenever you're ready. All right, good morning, everyone. We're here at Oliver Elementary School in the Oak Ridge Park neighborhood, and we are treating the teachers and staff here to lunch.
Good afternoon to my amazing staff at Oliver Elementary School, guys. Guess what, guys? We are, 3 days down before we get ready to kick off our Christmas break. And what better
just as our sign of appreciation, a show of appreciation for what they do every day for the kids in our community. So we've got fried chicken and fried pork chops and all sorts of other goodies for them today. And again, it's just a show of our appreciation for the work that they do every day to make sure that our children have access to a bright future. On the holidays, wish everyone happy holidays. Please take time to spend with your family. Hopefully this year, everybody's safe and vaccinated and can spend time with their family members. It hasn't been the case for a couple of years for some folks, and now, we're hopefully returning to normal somewhat. So my best wishes to you all on an enjoyable holiday season. And we'll also be at Phillips Academy on Friday for their end-of-year celebration and teacher appreciation. We'll be working with Barrett and Parker as well to make sure that those faculty and staff, are aware that we really appreciate them. All right, so Councilor Woods, I'm hoping to, meet your standard there. But we had a great time. I want to tell you guys, teachers over at Phillips Academy were on fire. They had this friendly little songwriting competition, and they just blew it out of the water. It was amazing. But happy holidays to everyone again, and please be safe and enjoy your time with your family. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Quinn. I think the videos are getting better with each counselor. That was a really good video. Councilor Abbott.
Well, as the counselor who's never done a video and probably will never do a video, I certainly enjoy watching all of yours. And then, you don't have to endure it. But the 5 Points South and the Forest Park neighborhoods had Christmas events on this past Sunday afternoon. And because the Santa Claus usually arrives at Triangle Park on a fire truck every year, this year he couldn't because of COVID. They had to keep the fire truck in the house. So a resident who happened to have a red Mercedes convertible brought Santa Claus to the park. Now, you would have thought that would have been a big deal, but the kids wanted the fire truck. So we're all very hopeful that next year COVID will be gone, or it will have changed to where it's not going to kill us all, and we'll be able to have Santa Claus come back on a fire truck. But I really don't have any other announcements than that. I wish that everyone will have a happy and safe Christmas holiday, and that safe is the biggest part of it. I think that we're all in some danger, and I think that people have forgotten. When I go to the grocery store or most anywhere, I see the majority of people with no masks on, right in each other's faces, talking from 2 feet away. And that worries me because the hospital yesterday, when I took my mother to get her booster, there were ambulances queued up waiting to get in the emergency room. Actually a queue of ambulances. So clearly the hospitals are struggling, and my heart goes out to the people who are having to deal with all of the stupidity that is out there in the community, the people who just don't care. It really bothers me a lot because the people that don't care about are you and me. They're not endangering themselves, they're endangering the rest of us. So I just hope that people will take time to think before they act, and that everyone has a very safe Christmas holiday. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Abbott. Councilor Moore.
Awesome. So you can go ahead and cue my video. No, I'm just playing. I don't have one. Yeah, next time I'm coming. So first, I just want to give a big shout out to Mr. Willie Jenkins. He had a birthday. He's not in here, but he had a birthday on yesterday and turned 67. And so I just wanted to take this time to say, Mr. Willie Jenkins, happy birthday. All right, we love you. And yeah, just wanted to give him a shout out. Yeah. Let me see. I also had an opportunity, or the Education Committee also had an opportunity to have a meeting with the Birmingham Public Library yesterday. It was really good. So thankful to Councilor Woods and Councilor O'Quinn for being there, and just having the conversation with the library, and thankful for the information that they brought forward. Also wanted to move for a resolution of sympathy for Deacon Charles L. Chancellor. Deacon Chancellor lived in Norwood and served as a deacon at Woodlawn Community Church of God located in Kingston. The funeral service will be this Thursday, December 23rd at 12, 4519 Richard Arrington Jr. Boulevard North, Birmingham, Alabama. Would just like to extend my condolences to his family and church family, and just praying for peace for them during this holiday season.
Second.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, now the resolution.
Second.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed.
Thank you. And lastly, I just want to say happy holidays to District 4 and the city of Birmingham. I'm really praying for peace and patience for all the parents that spent hundreds of dollars on gifts for their kids, and all they want to do is play with the boxes and paper. And so I'm praying that nobody gets frustrated. You just enjoy the moment and enjoy the time with your family, eat good, and yeah, just have a good time. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Councilor Moore. Councilor Clark.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. Let me turn this mic on. Well, District 8 has been pretty busy this past week. Last Wednesday, District 8 was graced by the mayor, his staff, my fellow councilors, and district and neighborhood leaders from across the city for a town hall meeting on cleanliness at the Bill Harris Arena. And District 8 is excited to contribute to this initiative with a series of neighborhood cleanups across District 8 planned for 2022. Last Thursday, the 5 Points West community hosted a holiday dinner for Birmingham Fire and Rescue at the 5 Points West Library. And it was a great time, and the mayor graced us with his presence, so did the fire chief and our school board representative. And I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to 5 Points West Community President Dora Sims and all of the community leaders and volunteers for making our first responders feel appreciated and for seeing to it that they were well fed. This past Friday, my office had the opportunity to fellowship with the Community Advisory Board leadership at their holiday social in North Birmingham. So I want to thank President Jimmy Coleman, Vice President Ellen Spencer, and Secretary Adrian Reynolds for that invitation. And back to cleanups. The 5 Points West community is hosting District 8's first cleanup of 2022 as part of the Martin Luther King Day of Service. So on January 17th, we're inviting everyone to come out and join us as we work in 6 different neighborhoods at once to ensure that the 5 Points West community shines for residents and visitors. And then we'll keep right on going to touch all the other neighborhoods of District 8. And, we don't want to forget that the world is coming to Birmingham in 2022, and many visitors will be in our area. So if you'd like to volunteer with us on January 17th, you can go to the Hands on Birmingham website under Day of Service, the ML King Day of Service, and find the volunteer opportunity and register. And I sincerely want to wish everyone, I like the mayor's phrase, peace, protection, and joy during this holy season. And I want to thank the City Council, staff, and all city employees for their service, and my colleagues on the council for really modeling how to serve in community. I really appreciate that as a new council person, really, trying to figure this out. And what do you do? How do you show up? And you all are really inspiring models of that, so thank you. In Council Wood fashion, I'd like to conclude my report with a brief video where I'm sort of shouting because there was lots of traffic. But Kim? We're at the 5 Points West Community Christmas tree lighting, which is a long-standing tradition for this community.
We have a lot of things going on right there in Bush Hills. 4, 3, 2, 1.
So welcome to District 8, and more importantly, welcome to the heart of District 8.
My name is Caleb Neverson. I am here on behalf of Madam President Wardine Alexander. I'd like to thank you all for coming out this evening. I also like to echo Councilwoman Clark, and as she mentioned how the lights of the Christmas tree are symbolic.
This is so beautiful. We're going to copy y'all next year, but I hope you guys have a great Christmas and New Year. And Council Carter, thank you for always trying to bring unity to District 8.
At this time, with all that's going on in our communities, it's so important for us to all be like this Christmas tree and shine our lights everywhere we can in our communities. We're the ones we need right now. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Councilor Clark. That was so beautiful. Councilor Tate, I know you have one more thing you need to say.
Yeah, just one more thing. Just echo what Councilwoman Clark said. Want to thank Jimmy Coleman, Adrian Reynolds, and Ellen Spencer. I also want to really point out to everybody, Ricky Avery, who owns Fashion Shoe Center in North Birmingham and owns Avery Event Center. That's where the event was Friday. The CAB had their events, and he's partnering with Jeffrey Square. So y'all come on in North Birmingham and enjoy some great jazz over there. They had the violinist, I think his name is Dominique Hammonds. I may have his last name wrong, but that place is just beautiful. So we had a great time downtown North Birmingham, and we looking for North Birmingham, that part of North Birmingham, to be just beautiful. So I do know that Jeffrey Square he's got some events planned for the rest of the year in 2022. So make sure y'all support Avery Event Center and Jeffrey Square, who will be bringing great jazz music to North Birmingham.
Thank you, Councilor Tate. Councilor Woods.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. Real quick, while everybody's talking about videos, I did want to just share an idea that I want you guys to think about, but replacing the entire kind of old and new business with pre-recorded videos with your announcements and things like that is something that was being considered in the Government Affairs and Public Information Committee. So just give it some thought. It may come back up at some point.
Okay, thank you. I think that's a good idea for us to consider for the new year. So I have the pleasure of reading both my announcements and President Alexander's announcements. So I'll read hers first. Thanks to all for a successful event. Project Hopewell and Southwest Alliance Association Incorporated, District 7, along with the Brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated and Sheriff Mark Petway, had their annual fun day. It was at Hopewell Baptist Church. Hillman Station, they had their toy drive and food giveaway. Thanks to Central Staff PIO for support as well. My parents and I came out and we really, really enjoyed the whole event. I think this was the one they had Dr. Mark Sullivan, Letitia Watkins, school board member for District 6 and I, judging the band members dancing, which I think is hilarious because I can't dance one lick, but it was a lot of fun. Special thanks to Lawson State Community College, Dr. Cynthia Anthony, UNUM Fellowship Cohorts Workforce Development in Buffalo Rock. Thanks to Mayor Woodfin and the Economic Development Team for support and securing the UNUM grant that will create a workforce development pipeline in District 7. So congratulations to President Alexander on that. Just another note, Committee of the Whole meeting scheduled tomorrow has been canceled. Note a permanent time change from 3:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. every third Wednesday every month. The next Administration Committee meeting will be held on Tuesday, December 28th, 2021 at 2 p.m. in the Council chambers. Also, municipal court announcements, vacancy announcements. Second week, there's a 1 full-time and 1 part-time judge position open. Send your applications to Lozzie Brown, that's LOZEA.Brown@birminghamal.gov by Christmas Eve, so December 24th, 2022. For District 6, the PIC meeting has been moved to January 4th, 2022. We will be doing the Land Bank board interviews then. The next Budget and Finance meeting is on Monday, January 10th, 2022 at 3:30 p.m. in the Council chambers. Submissions are due on Wednesday, January 5th, 2022 at noon. Today at 3 o'clock at Harrison Park Recreation Center, District 6 will have their annual hot Christmas dinner drive-through. We will have turkey and dressing, sweet potato, souffle, green beans, and roll. And we actually do have a video. It's the tree lighting, Christmas tree lighting that involved the whole council. So Kim, can you play that?
I think it's a good idea, actually.
Magic is falling straight from the sky, covering everything glistening white. Jack Frost has finally come out to say hi with his snow on Christmas morning. All year I've waited.
We are so blessed to be here. As Mayor Woodfin has said, we have had so many challenges since the last time we were here to light our tree. So let's give a good hand clap for Thanksgiving and thankfulness for this moment.
On Christmas morning, close your eyes, sweet dreams, little one. Think of the magic of Christmas morn as snow falls softly through the night. It will be such a wondrous sight.
Countdown from 5, everybody. You have to participate. So, starting with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Gather round this Christmas on this snowy night. Santa's coming and he knows who's been naughty or nice.
I'm very excited to be here tonight with the tree lighting for the city of Birmingham. It's a moment of reflection for all of us as we think about what we've been through for the past 2 years, the last time we were actually together for the tree lighting. So I'm just thankful for the families and the residents, the council and the mayor that are out here with us tonight.
Every toy that I got's brand new.
We approach the holiday season. I just want us to be thankful as residents and as citizens and reflect on what we've been through and what a great time this is to be able to get with family, friends as we approach the holiday season. It's a season of joy, it's a season of Thanksgiving, and I just want every family to be blessed.
Get my house, yeah. We gon' sing, we gon' scream, we gon' shout. We gon' be on our best behavior without a doubt. So don't forget the milk and the cookies, please. And I promise that I won't peek on Christmas Eve.
Okay, that was a really good video. Thank you, Kim. Thank you to the PIO team, central staff, Jeff and Cheryl for today. Mr. Clerk, you all always do a great job of making sure we're in order. Also to Chief Mitchell and Chief Sparks, thank you as well. Thank you to the officers on duty. We have Officer Cedric Pickard, City Hall, and Officer Derek Square from West Precinct as well. I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Stay safe. Make sure you get tested. And then I'm wishing you all joy, peace, and Christmas cookies. So, Councilor Williams.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed.
Meeting adjourned.